Chewy, you nervous a little bit?
For what?
The debut.
Nah, this is fun. You guys are gonna want me to come back.
You rolling yet, Kobe?
Yeah, I'm rolling. That's probably our intro right there. You're not nervous at all?
No, you guys are gonna want me to come back. It's gonna be how many times do we get on here before?
Before we get sick of
That's
you?
how it was for me. I was a guest one time. I've been back ever since.
I don't
Likewise.
know why. You know what? I'm lost on that one.
I'm the life of the show.
You guys want to?
They tune in to hear me.
Ty's been doing this. We did this in my dorm room. We done this in what Jimmy has in the your living room. It started in the dorm room. It's been in my basement. But we're in the studio today.
Look
Coach
Chmura.
And
Coach Chmura with us on the couch. Coach, thanks for being here, Coach.
Coach.
Glad to have you, Coach.
Yeah. I'm happy you guys got the double wide seat for me.
It's not no coach. That's a offensive coordinator.
You're not a coach?
I mean,
that doesn't count as a coach?
No,
Are they
bro.
mutually exclusive at this
Offensive
point?
coordinator.
Okay, well, I was going to get to that, but...
Call him OC Chmura.
OC Chewy.
OC Chewy. Yeah.
OC Chewy. With the, you could have like it's a rapper name.
That could be.
If you want to put out an album anytime soon, that'll be it.
Yeah, it'd be
Parental advisory.
But
least sold album ever.
But seriously, for those who don't know, our new offensive coordinator was served as the offensive line coach last year, Ty, but now is heading to his first year officially as the OC. And you know, I think everyone's pretty excited because we saw kind of what happened last year. I'm just excited to get you in here, man. We don't have the chance to actually talk with coaches like in this setting is so much better than having people call in. It's tough. Like it's tough talking to people over the phone like that.
Yeah, I believe it. It's nice and relaxed in here. You're climate controlled. It's it's a beautiful day in the UP. What can I say?
It's fantastic. We just had a weather alert on the TV, so I don't know if that was total sarcasm out of you, but there's like thunderstorms rolling in.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't that happen every day? Well, we deal with it 8 months out of the year with severe winter warnings and all that.
Do.
And every once in a while you get happy. At least it's a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Speaking of, has there ever been like a blizzard with thunder and lightning? Could you imagine?
I don't think that's possible.
I haven't lived here long
I don't think
enough.
that's because with thunder, well, I shouldn't say thunder, but like a thunderstorm.
No, yeah, it got to be a certain temp.
Heat. Yeah, it has to be a certain heat to be considered like the thunderstorm. Like heat lightning. You ever heard of heat lightning?
I have. I've seen it. It's pretty cool.
There you go.
It's like
so
orange.
So you can't. That's mutually exclusive. You can't have best of both
What
worlds.
if it
there.
like came from the ground and went up? Like the ground was hotter than the air.
That'd be a question for my friends
how would the
over at
ground
the
be hotter
news
than the
station,
air
the
if it's
meteorologists.
I don't know. I'm not.
He playing Harry Potter and shit.
No,
He Wizard 101.
Yeah, he tripping.
But we've got some good stuff for you guys today. We'll get started with our talks with Coach Dylan Chmura. That's the first. I didn't even mention that. But otherwise, on the NFL scene, two former, I guess you could say former NFL running backs potentially getting in the ring next month for some boxing. We'll talk about that. What hands up? Hands up. What are the hands up for?
What you mean? You guess you can say?
What do you mean? I guess. Well, I don't know if Le'Veon is technically retired.
All right. I see what you're saying. Now. I'm like, damn, they was some killers, bro. What you?
No, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
right.
my
That's
bad.
me.
I didn't mean to slight either AP or Le'Veon. I just dropped both their names. Those like two of the best backs that I've watched in my lifetime. I'm just saying that because I don't know if he's actually done playing ball. So
no, he done.
I think so. But other than that, Terry McLaurin, he got a contract extension. Washington Commanders. Also saw a picture of him in that uniform. Let me just say, hate the Commanders logo with a passion. I hate a lot of these more like modern logo designs. We reacted to that new Eagles design. I don't know if you saw that one. Ridiculous, like awful. But I will say the Commanders uniforms,
Yeah, clean.
top of the line.
Yeah, clean. Real
Top
clean.
of the line. I'm excited about that. And then of course, some funny videos that we'll react to later. We've got another one from our boy. Let's ride, Russ, out in Bronco country. Coach,
ride.
can we get you? Can we get one out of you real quick? I know you saw that video.
I didn't see the video.
Wildcat Country.
What?
No, you guys.
Let's ride.
No way.
Wildcat Country.
Come on, guys.
You're on
Let's
Twitter.
ride.
You're on Twitter.
I have a Twitter. Yeah.
Very frequently on
He
Twitter. I have to
told I have
imagine.
it Twitter.
Yeah, guys, I'm all over it.
And you didn't
Can
see the
never stop.
Broncos, the Russ video.
No, I put my phone down at 9:00 at night when I go to bed.
Oh
And
man.
whenever I miss between
You
9
just
and
upset
5,
him.
When I'm
Broncos country.
I can't tell you.
Let's ride.
Yeah, I mean,
Another one. Broncos Country.
let's ride.
That's right. Just like that. That's how it
There you
was.
go.
And he
There
did
you
like
go.
6 times in a row. And they was all so much different than
It's
the first
it's
one.
a BTS from the media days with the green screen.
Did
It's
they
just
ride it,
awkward
though?
as hell.
Did they figure out a way to ride though at least?
I don't
They're
know if
working
they
on
ever found out.
They're working on
I guess we'll find
We're gonna
out this
find
fall.
out. Yeah, we're gonna find out this fall.
Stay
But
tuned
we've got
to
a
find
video
out.
of Russ training in Monaco that is pretty hilarious. He's just a character. Like every time he gets in front of the camera, he really knows how to work socials. He gets engagement and stuff, so I can't blame him. Like Jimmy and I were saying it before we got on here. Like Sure, he's a great guy, but man, is he easy to rip on in these videos.
Yeah, pretty corny.
So he is a cornball.
Yeah.
Another cornball that we'll react to later is Jameis Winston. His workout videos are one of a kind. Like seriously, one of a kind.
What was he doing the other day?
It looked like a bamboo.
Bamboo.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah.
It looked like a bamboo bench, but it had way more like pliability to it. I don't even know, dude. We're gonna watch it though later. It was
Did he get
something.
it from Brady?
He might have.
Pliability stuff?
Yeah, he might have.
That's a good buzzword, guys.
That's
Playability.
Yeah.
Never heard
I'm
of
good
that.
for a couple of
That's
those.
TB12?
Once an episode.
Pliable, like pliability. Yeah.
I don't know.
It is. I think it is a word, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely a word.
Yeah,
It's
no.
definitely a
uses
word.
it all the time.
Does he?
Oh, he talks about pliability all the time.
That's
It's
great.
The ability to be pliable, I guess. I don't know.
Put two
I
and
never
two
heard
together.
that word
That's
before.
awesome.
I haven't either. That's why I asked if it was like a real word. It sounds like a real word, definitely.
You
But
guys got Google.
Yeah, I will. But as always, you can watch this episode on YouTube if you are watching. Hello. Don't forget about the timestamps, bottom of the video. If you want to, you see Chewy sitting right here, and you're like, I want to get past whatever the hell he has to talk about, you can slide all the way to the videos and the other stuff. But
bro.
we'd like you to stick around and listen to all of it. Otherwise, you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. Follow us on Twitter, Jimmy,
D1_rejects.
and on Instagram
Division
at
1 rejects.
Thank you, sir. To see highlights from the show. And with that, let's talk about you a little bit, Coach.
Coordinator.
Let's talk about you, OC Chewy. It sounds awful, dude. That sounds awful. I can't get myself to say that. I just deep dive. Let's go all the way back. By the way, you're lucky I didn't pull some of like the high school interview videos. There
Did
were
you see
a couple.
the one when I had the mustache? It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after I won D1 track.
Really?
Shot and disc.
I
don't remember which
I
one it
debated
was.
pulling up. I should have pulled it. I might still pull a couple.
It was
of
the
those.
best. I mean, I sat there and it was going into that final day of that meet, and I had the goatee going the whole time. And my high school track coach said, "Well, if you go and you throw in the finals, and you're in that, you got to shave it to a mustache."
No way.
And so I did. So I have pictures of me like with the full smile and just putting the fingers on both sides of the mustache after I won. It was the best. Think about doing that again soon.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I thought maybe you went and saw Top Gun and like you're gonna be Miles Teller 2.0.
No, see, I haven't seen the new one. I finally watched the
Really?
old one. I really like the old one.
Oh, you hadn't seen the original before.
No, and for me, who sees a lot of movies,
Wow,
it's a lot of movies. Ty, you've heard it.
Yeah, for sure.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm surprised that.
I ain't never seen Top Gun either.
But the weirdest part about the whole thing was, in the original Top Gun, which my dad had clearly seen years
Of
ago.
course, yeah.
He quoted lines from that my whole childhood, and then when I finally watched it, I was like, so that's
Everything
where
just
that came
clicked.
from. Yeah, it's the first time.
He just hearing his father over and over again.
Yeah, he used to say negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full all the time. I had no idea what it meant. Watched Top Gun a week and a half ago. All right, I got it now. Thanks,
That's
Dad.
awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
That is awesome, dude. You got to go see the new one. Like, and I would suggest in a theater too, if you can. Have you been to the theater up here yet?
I have not. It looks nice.
It actually it exceeds expectations. I
I'm
think
a big
it's
fan of
really
popcorn
solid.
too. So I mean,
I just went to see the Black Phone.
Yeah, how was that?
That's the best movie I've seen in a while.
That looked terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Is it Ethan Hawke? Is that his name?
Man, I'm a grown man. I don't be jumping and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't get scared. But I was jumping and shit.
That was the exception.
It's real. It got real in there. And the surround sound don't make it no better. It get real in there.
I cannot do movies like that.
what's that one?
I don't
about?
know.
I ain't, man,
It's not even
like this dude should be kidnapping kids and he get one kid who's the protagonist or the main character. You just gotta try to get him out. But it's some, bro, it get weird, it get wacky.
I'm not. Yeah, that might be one that I watch. Like,
That might be a good tagline for like any haunted houses. It get weird, get tacky, and get scared. Might not
Man,
be bad.
that's
trying
one
to
that I'm
tell
gonna
you.
watch. Like when that comes out on some streaming service, and it's like noon, and there's daylight, and I'm safe,
And you still gonna be
and
jumping.
I'm still gonna be scared.
You're still
but then
going to
I'll be
jump.
able to sleep at night. That's more important.
I can't watch scary movies.
I
Why
can't
is that?
either.
I don't know.
You just
I either
can't.
do
I'm the
or I
same
don't.
way.
Like it's strange. Some of
Nah.
them are funny. Like half the time when you go to do that stuff and you can predict what's going to happen, so you can
Yeah,
take
the corny
scariness
ones.
away.
That's not one of those movies.
No. There's a fine line between a thriller and a horror. And I love thriller because it's more motivated by story, in my opinion. Horror is like how the hell can we get this kid to jump out of his seat and piss himself?
And that's what I just went and saw, a horror movie.
That was straight horror. That's why I check out. I don't need that in my life.
See, you can only do it though for a couple weeks in October. Why would you submit yourself to Halloween all year? Unless
Right.
you're watching the actual Halloween movie, in which case. Exactly.
That's good. But back to Northern, back to you, offensive coordinator. But with that comes, I'm assuming, I mean, I've never been an offensive coordinator before, but I'm assuming with that comes a shit ton more responsibility. I mean, we've talked about things like for the whole team. We've talked about new additions to new implementation of study tables, like how we handle things, talking about meals for the guys, different ways how we travel and prepare, different ways we handle ourselves during the off season. Like that just has to be a whole new plate, but I'm sure that was something that you were ready for and that you probably wanted from the get.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if you're not always striving to do more and get more and be more, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm excited, really excited that I got the opportunity to stay up and do this, and the trust that Coach Nystrom's put in me to lead.
Yeah,
You know, but yeah, there is a lot of other things that kind of come along with things that you're not going to be ready for until you do it, and then you figure it out, and you're like, okay, well now I know for next time, and it kind of helps you out. Loving it though.
Yeah, it's a lot more than play calling. It's just kind of what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? Yeah,
significantly more than
And you know
just
that.
calling plays. There's
so like,
management things, both on and off the field.
yep.
Yeah.
Where is that line? That's something that I sometimes struggle to think about with career, especially. I work with people in Marquette, in news and in media. That Marquette is not a very large market in the grand scheme of things. But I know people that have worked in this market for 20 plus years and have no aspirations of, going on to bigger and quote unquote better, right? But they're content. They really love what they do. And so it's very interesting because I totally agree with you. I'm someone who has always thought that way, that if you should always be striving to do more, striving to achieve more, and that there's always something else to go out and kind of conquer, I guess, for lack of a better term. But like, is there a spot for you that you could think of right now where you could sit down and be like, I don't really know another word, but content. Content sounds bad. Content has a very bad connotation to it, but is there a spot for where you could be content in a position like that?
I think eventually.
Yeah.
I think that I look at it a lot with my dad playing in the NFL for the Packers, winning a Super Bowl and doing that. And why am I not striving every day to, do more than that? So it's like a intrinsic type thing that's kind of more or less built into the structure of my family, and just very fortunate to have been able to see that and how that ends up going. But I don't know. I always am thinking of how can I get to that point?
Yeah. 100%. And I remember a conversation that stuck with me from a while ago, and we're actually going to have him back on here soon. Coach DeJuan Garland. He coached defensive line at Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. And I had talked to him in the past. He's not there anymore, but I had talked to him in the past about, just from a coaching standpoint, he coached defensive line, obviously, but he was a guy that he said has never and probably will never have aspirations of being a defensive coordinator or B, a head coach. He really enjoyed being strictly a defensive line coach, and he said that ability to be so hands-on and be so direct with his kids, like have his own little group where he could really interact with them on a day-to-day basis that you don't, in most aspects, get, especially as a head coach, right? He said that was the most important thing to him. So that was an interesting conversation. That has stuck with me for a long time because I always have thought that coaches, offensively or defensively, that they always had aspirations, maybe not every single one, but to move up and be an OC or a DC or to have their, be the face of a program.
Yeah.
Kind of just interesting.
I think I'll think back to even just the guys that I've worked with in the last 6 years. Of the handful, probably at least half of them only wanted to be the head position coach.
Yeah.
The head coach of that group, whether it's running backs, receivers, tight ends, D-line, linebackers, all that.
That is to be noted, too, that the last places you were at, I mean, you talk about being an assistant at Michigan State, at Fresno, and at Iowa, those guys in those roles, those are big roles. Those are big-time roles with a lot of responsibility. And he had said, Coach Garland had said, like, there are aspirations of him to move up levels within that, of course, to share that knowledge and to be coaching the best of the best. But I always thought that was kind of interesting. Now, as far as Marquette goes, and this is something you and I have talked about a little bit when I interviewed you for that piece, with your dad, Mark, correct?
Yes.
With him having that, obviously the very large tie Wisconsin guy, you've been recruiting the hell out of Wisconsin. I open up my phone every day, and we've got another kid that has tweeted something from Wisconsin about Northern, whether it be receiving an offer or is coming on a junior day or whatever. Like, you've wasted no time. We're getting in there a lot, which we've struggled to do in the past, as I'm sure you know. What has that been like?
It's really interesting because a lot of those high school coaches that I get to go down and talk to either coached against me as a head coach or a position coach when I was playing in high school.
Really?
So you go around and you're like, oh, I remember this game. Like, I had a great conversation with that head coaches that's in the Madison area who the playoff game that we played against them in 2010, he brought up and gave me every single detail of again, and just being able to talk about that. And so I think that, both kind of being from the state gives me a lot of pride to try and get some of those really talented players that are from there. So like you said, I wasn't going to waste any time. When Coach Nystrom said, take Wisconsin, I said, you bet I will. And I'm going to do everything I can to help us win and get the best players out of here as possible.
I feel like coaches are always like that too. Like, for whatever reason, coaches have memories like that. I feel like especially at the high school level, I feel like coaches just have that insane ability to recall. So, I mean, coaches at higher levels do too. But I just had most experience with a bunch of different high school coaches, especially in our area, for guys that I'm assuming those guys have been around, especially if they're around when you were playing. Not to like date you fossil, but like,
yeah, right.
You know what I mean? But like,
they've woke me up from my nap.
They've been around the block a little bit. So for them, like, for them to remember that is awesome.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. And there's the thing that we didn't, or I guess I didn't, was how many Northern connections there are in the state. Just going around and talking to different high school head coaches. Oh, I went there. I played there. My cousin went there. My brother went there. There was way more than you'd think.
Yeah.
And this is probably going to irritate some of the UP folks, which I love them. Mm-hmm. UP is more Wisconsin than it is Michigan. I'll throw that hot take out there. That's my opinion. You don't have to go over a very big bridge.
The UP is just the UP. I think it's like its own thing.
It's very.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What I've always said is that if that Wisconsin wanted a bunch of cowards, they would have taken it a long time ago.
I saw that. Like, it's like a picture on Twitter. It's like, what is this thing? Like, what is this like? A lot of people don't even know what the UP is. It might have been like a joke.
Yeah, if you're not from the Midwest, there are so many maps that like it just gets thrown either with Wisconsin or whatever. Like, it's very odd. But
a lot of people think it's part of Wisconsin. Like,
Well,
people that are from like California, be like, oh, what's this thing attached to Wisconsin? It doesn't look like it's from Michigan.
Like, I didn't know that it wasn't like attached until like I saw a map like last year.
that it wasn't attached to Michigan.
Yeah, like I just thought like I just drive through Wisconsin because somehow it's faster.
Yeah.
Than going all the way to Michigan.
True. Which it actually is it. Have you been over the bridge?
No, it would take me 9 hours to get home if I went over. the bridge.
Yeah. So it's probably is fast from Chicago.
You've been over the bridge, Ty.
I have been over the bridge.
Oh, I'm dude. Yeah, that was a dumb question, and that was tough. Oh, we drive on the bus over the bridge. Why am I? I'm an idiot. All right.
You don't drive on the bus over the bridge.
What are you talking about?
Oh no, you did.
I did. I traveled.
Yeah, cameraman.
Dang, man, that's cold. Forget about me like that.
That's when we gotta have the sound effects.
The sound effects. I gotta get some.
That was a zinger.
You were a student assistant, a grad assistant, and for a lot of people, looking at that, I don't think people really understand what that entails. You do a lot of the same duties as a position coach or as, those type of coaches. You don't receive the same credit. You don't hold the same title, but obviously that panned out. You're our offensive coordinator now. But I think Division II is a very interesting place for people like that who have this very vast amount of experience with some of the country's best athletes, but haven't had the chance per se to kind of make it their own, like their coaching experience their own. Right, so talk about that, because that's something I've been wanting to ask you for a while, is that for someone outside of football that looks at your resume, you might seem underqualified.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing that people on the outside don't really understand or know about, because being a graduate assistant, you're in the countable coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You can have 15 in Division I, including the head coach.
Yeah.
You have 4 GAs, 1 head coach, 10 assistants. So you're an active on the field coach. You're sitting there, you're doing all the same stuff. You're doing the meetings, helping with that. Coaching on the field, you're doing essentially what the graduate assistant position is the NFL's equivalent to the assistant position coach. And that's really what it comes down to. And I was fortunate with my experiences in the couple places I had been that I was given the ability to meet with the young guys and learn, have my own triumphs and have my own failures, and learning how to teach and do that in front of a room. And that kind of helped get me to the point where you're confident up there. You feel good about doing it. You're teaching and you're having fun with it at the same time. Ty knows, right, Ty? Kobe?
For sure.
I mean, we get after it in that room, but we know when there's a difference between fuck around party and have fun. I don't know if you got to dump that or not, but
we might bleep it. It's okay. We might leave it in here. Maybe we just that's the real
feeling
talk
bad
right
today.
here. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I have been actually classifying the episodes as explicit. I was like, we aren't really clean on here. We do cuss. So I was like,
screw
I probably
it.
should be doing that. Screw it.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say that.
Damn.
You got to know the 7
Hell
words.
darn.
What is there? The 7 words you can't say?
Crap.
I don't know. There's
something like that.
There's a bunch. We ain't gonna get into those though.
All I know is my dad. I listen to my dad's show in the mornings because he works for ESPN Milwaukee and everything. And half the time it's funny because you go on and you listen, and they dump it on the radio, but then you go back and listen to the podcast. You can hear what he actually says.
Really? I'm more unfiltered.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That's awesome.
It's
I'll also tune into that.
yeah.
I'm saying, what exactly
There's
his
the
show? Like, what does that entail? I never asked you.
So it's a sports talk show. It's called Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, of course, right? You know, it's Big Chewy and
That's
there's
awesome.
Little Chewy. But they're on every day in the mornings in Milwaukee, and yeah, they just talk about everything. He's in this situation. I'd be very similar to him because I'm kind of coming and saying just a little bit crazy stuff sometimes.
yeah.
You guys know how I get when I get
Everyone has their, like, especially with those shows, everyone kind of falls into a role. I mean, even on our show, I think we have pretty cut out and defined roles with
I'd
how
say
we
so,
flow through conversation a lot.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because from a first episode, roles can change, but they don't change like that. They change over time. And like from a first episode, you can get very defined and cut roles for each of your like characters, for lack of a better term, right?
Yeah.
Like that happens very quickly.
Yeah, he does a good job. He's been on the radio since 2004 now.
Really?
And he's come a long way. He used to be pretty rigid. Now he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's finally that kind of the unhinged Chewy that you get when I'm at home and I'm poking him in the side saying, "All right, what are you doing?" And making him mad and everything.
And that's the perfect media. That's like, new media, right? Is that unfiltered, unhinged. That's why podcasts, I think, have exploded in the last, I don't know, has it been
3-4
a decade?
years.
I would say it hasn't been a decade. Like 5 years maybe. So I think that is something that's been pushed. Like this very raw media is really cool and longer format, which I'm very excited about because I know myself and a lot of people who work in creative, especially when we do these graphics and videos and stuff like that for football or for socials or whatever, it's like, how can we make this so quick that it retains somebody's attention? Like this, doing this podcast in this space and sitting down here for an hour and just talking at length and not having to worry about, retaining people's attention every 5 seconds is so refreshing. Like it's the best feeling ever. So I'm personally like really happy that we still have this medium that is so much different than scrolling through like quick bits. And I say that we are about to get on quick plug. We're about to get on the TikTok game. D1 Rejects is about to get on the TikTok game. We have to.
We have a handle yet?
We do actually have an account. I don't know if I think there were a couple videos. I think I deleted them because we're going clean slate.
Yeah, got to start over fresh.
We have like one follower. That might be myself actually. Me and Jason.
I'll go
I
follow.
don't even have a TikTok.
No,
Neither do I.
I don't doubt that.
What about that makes you not believe that?
You
I have
hadn't
one?
even seen the Russ video.
I don't know how to TikTok.
That's not on TikTok. It was on Twitter. All
Okay,
over
well
Twitter.
I don't know.
See, you know how to Twitter.
Yeah.
I got one of those.
Yeah. No, he's good on Twitter.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
Look,
he's all right.
good is a generous adjective.
We got Coach Nystrom on Twitter.
He is.
Does he use it?
He has it on his phone. I helped him turn off the notifications.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I could just see him. He's like, I got it told me notification. What's going on? All this popping up.
I just
what the hell
can't.
is going on?
Setting up media day with him
Oh, it's gonna be
I've done it before. I've done it multiple times now, and it's just always a blast.
great. Yeah. I'm
He's-
excited. I'm going down
Every
for that.
time. Kobe, why do we need this? Do we really need to do this?
Yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course.
yeah, Coach, we need this. We
Great.
really do need this, Coach.
I'll give you guys
All
some
right.
good content.
Would you?
Yeah,
I've got some good ideas
yeah.
for our media day this year. And I guess kind of segue into the next thing I want to talk about with you is that you're a guy that has infinite ideas, or I guess draws infinite inspiration from other teams and other ideas as far as the social goes, video, photo, and otherwise, graphics. And you're constantly hitting me with new ideas, which I appreciate because it makes my job easier. I can always be producing something and not having to come up with different content. You obviously recognize how important that is in today's game.
Oh yeah, social media.
Were
is
you
huge.
always like that, or was there a certain time or place where you kind of realized that?
I think probably. God, when did Twitter really start getting big in recruiting, guys? Or in the whole
Like about
Oh,
10 years
graphics.
ago.
Yeah, so it had always been for me,
But,
at
like-
least in high school.
Like to me, I feel like recruiting more than anything, and Kobe, I used to tell him this all the time. Like kids love photo shoots.
I know,
If you
They
bring a kid up
love
here
them.
and give him a photo shoot, you'll be in his top 3.
no doubt.
Give him
Which
a
is
good photo
crazy,
shoot.
but
And,
you're not wrong.
Like, and that's all they need. That's all they need is a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Kids
And
love
we did photo shoots. We had a nice
and
little photo
look
shoot.
how
set up.
many kids we brought in. I feel like every kid that came on a visit, we got them for the most part.
It does kind of, it really does, and we didn't, but like it feels like that. Like all these faces, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that kid was there. Like,
Put
I
him in a
remember this
uniform,
kid. Yeah.
put him in a helmet, take pictures of him in a good camera.
Yeah. Man, when I showed up on campus, here's your uniform. There's just a jersey. Just a jersey. Throw it on over your t-shirt. Mom, take the cell phone.
Take a picture, and that's what it is.
And
That's what mine
that bitch
was.
is going on Twitter.
Back when I went to Michigan State on my first visit, that's what it was. I had a jersey on that was a little bit too small.
No
because
way.
You got to show the pipes. And I still have the picture potentially somewhere in my phone.
At MSU, that was your first.
Yeah, that was the
They
photo
really-
shoot. They put all the jerseys of everyone that was coming up on the visit on the official
Yep.
in the lockers. And then here it was, snap a picture, you're out.
Like football is so much more than football now. Like people care about photo shoots and taking pictures and looking good.
Yeah, we ain't talking about NIL because that hasn't had much of an effect at our level, but we've seen it, really affect some other people. But another thing I wanted to talk about is being a tight end yourself. Tight end university. How much do you know about TEU? Have you heard about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make it up here. We'll get it done. No, I know TEU a little bit.
I was going to say, I'm looking at you like this. I'm like,
I know you're
He has
looking at
no
me
idea
like
what
I'm
he's talking
crazy, but
about.
that's what a lot of people do. Yeah, I know a little bit. I got one of those. I have a TEU shirt that you guys I've worn around the building. It says, what does
I
it
have
say?
not seen that.
Block,
Do you actually?
block, release, catch, spike. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's a little bit too tight. But what's wrong with that?
Is that like from Iowa or what?
I have no idea where I got it.
Yeah.
Iowa would probably be
I doesn't think he
TEU
knows.
if there was a TEU.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hold
Do you
on.
know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is TEU to you?
A factory for creating tight ends.
No.
No, we're talking about something else.
It's like
I
a,
know,
camp,
it's
it's
a
like a
clothing
camp or
line.
something.
No, it's
No.
not. It's not a clothing
What's-
line.
You guys don't know.
Tight end University.
We're putting them on. We're
Got
putting
'em.
them on, man. We got them.
It's like the
We got
NFL
'em.
tight ends. Like all like the NFL tight ends are like working out
No,
together.
it's okay. So let's talk
And they
about
call
it.
it TEU.
So let's talk about it. It was started by Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Greg Olson. And they've been doing it for a couple years now. This might be the third. This is only
I
the
think
second.
this is the second
It might be
year.
only the second year.
Oh, didn't
But-
they just do this like last week or something?
They did.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
It was
good. You're on
in-
the
where
scene.
was it? One of my former
I believe it was at
teammates-
Vanderbilt. It's in
It was at
Tennessee
Vanderbilt.
for sure. Yeah, I think it was in
'cause,
Vanderbilt.
One of my former teammates at Michigan State, Matt Sokol, was there
Oh yeah.
doing all the workouts and everything. So
Okay, so yeah, you're on it.
I
Okay.
just saw it on his Instagram.
Yeah,
We were still
but
friends and everything on that.
there you go. Why'd you say it like that?
So because we are, I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. I love Soaks. He's a great dude.
Okay, good. There we go. But yeah, it's a really neat event. And those guys, I feel like tight ends are just characters in general. And we had talked about it the other day at practice, like just unicorns of humans, especially with how they've changed in the last 3 to 5 years in marketing themselves as playmakers, as pass catchers, as opposed to an extra tackle on the end of the line of scrimmage.
That's what I
right?
was.
Exactly.
I was an extra tackle.
No receiving threat.
12 personnel go in. Chmura, you're blocking. Thanks. Appreciate it. I think I ran 4 routes my entire time at Michigan State.
Damn.
Gosh.
Guys, it wasn't fast.
TJ Hawkinson isn't fast.
Hawkinson.
He's a route runner though. He can
Yeah,
run
he's
routes like
really
crazy.
talented.
Not to say I don't know if you could or not, but Hawk can run.
He's also an inch and a half taller than me.
Is he?
Oh yeah, I met him when I just got to Iowa. He's a freak of an athlete.
Yeah. Other notable guys that are there. Hawk is there. I want to say,
Every tight end
Yeah,
who
there's
was a
there's
tight end is there.
yeah, it really is everyone. They've started to incorporate college tight ends are getting in there now, and Kittle, who was on Bustin' with the Boys, awesome listen if you haven't given them a listen before. He had talked about how they want to get eventually high school coaches to come and sit in on these meetings and stuff like that. Because he talked about, like I said to you, coaching tight ends at the high school level is tough because kids are still developing. Having a tight end in high school is a tackle that is 20 pounds underweight or a wide receiver that is too heavy, right? So there's a weird in between. So like a lot of guys don't get coached as tight ends. So having high school coaches in there, he's hoping that they can like, he had pretty grand ideas, like cultivate the next generation of like kids that want to be like George Kittle and like Travis Kelce and like all the, Gronk, like these type of guys. We had talked about it. Like not a lot of people grow up saying, I want to be a tight end. I want to be a wide receiver, a running back, or if you can throw the ball, a quarterback, and obviously the guys that were bigger, we're going to go play O-line. Like, they kind of got penciled into that one.
That's
right?
what I should have done.
Yeah,
I wanted to play tight end.
Yeah.
And I did.
There you go. Well, it worked out.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of played it.
Blocking.
I hit people.
Did.
And I was a fullback. Should have become a fullback U1. Now that would be something that I'd go to.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
Who would we put in charge of fullback U? Like Hughescheck?
Probably. Well,
I think
he's
he'd be a
more
big
of a tight
face.
end.
No, yeah, he's tight end.
Patrick Ricard.
I want to bring back Mike Allstott to do it.
Mike Allstott would be the face of fullback U.
Yeah, I want. And listen,
trying to think.
It's 3 days straight of lead plays.
Oh.
And then maybe catch a flat ball.
Yeah.
Would be the best thing ever.
That does kind of sound like exactly.
J
that
blocks.
sounds fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds great. I know Lions-wise, don't make that face.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the Lions. How could we ever forget the Lions?
It's
Cabinda from the Lions I don't know if he's still on the roster, actually. But I enjoyed watching him in the tight end role.
You
but I'm
enjoy
trying to
watching the Lions.
I
That's what,
genuinely enjoy watching the Lions.
we never
Dan
go an
Campbell
episode
does.
without talking about the Lions.
I mean, I'm just going to say that there's two things that Coach Campbell fired me up about. How much coffee he drinks.
Yep. Big
Trying to get
Starbucks
on
order. Venti.
Huge. 1,500 milligrams of
Yeah,
caffeine.
that's something
by-
obscine.
Yeah.
Like no human should ever be
He's got to
consuming
bump
that
those
much
numbers
caffeine.
up as a rookie number.
No.
No, if I did that, that'd be a bad day. And two, biting kneecaps off.
Biting kneecaps.
I mean, how can you not be fired up?
Awesome.
Like if I came in and I said, guys, we're gonna go bite off some kneecaps, you can't cut anymore. But like,
I look at you sideways.
I know. Well, you do that anyways.
True.
Look at him.
He's doing it right now.
Yeah.
that is something. Ty, don't take it personally. Ty never looks at people when he like on the podcast in this setting. He looks at me all the time. But if Ty and Jimmy get
I'm
into
not
it,
like turning my head
No.
to talk to nobody.
if Ty and Jimmy get into it, he stare at me the whole time and
Yeah.
will not look at Jimmy.
No,
ever.
you only be my eyes.
But it's usually because like Jimmy don't come with like common sense.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's definitely a sign of disrespect.
Let's talk about
definitely is.
talk about common sense. Let's talk about Ty's Panthers take. It just gets worse and worse every day. that Panthers take.
Last season when the Panthers were like
This was one of the first episodes
4-2 or like 4 something like that. I'm like the Panthers have like on paper when you look at a roster they have a top 10 roster in the NFL. And he told me the Patriots had a better roster than the Panthers. I'm like,
because they do.
when you know they play better than them. When you looked at the Panthers roster top to bottom, they had a top 10 roster in the NFL. They didn't play like it, but they had a top 10 roster. They had better personnel than most teams in the NFL. They just play like shit.
What's your take? This was like one of the first episodes that the three of us recorded together where he had that take. That was a while
What
ago.
did I say earlier?
What's that?
I just want to win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they got good guys. We got good guys. They got good guys. Everyone's got good guys in the NFL. Everyone's good. If you're on an NFL team, you're good.
For sure.
True.
If they aren't winning,
He's ducking the question though.
Personnel. Yeah, he knows that it's the truth.
you like that? I'll give you the ring around.
That
See?
wasn't as textbook.
And that just hurt Jimmy feelings because he thought he was like,
No,
hell no.
Hell no. Hey, you could, like I said about opinions. I'm not gonna change your opinion. I just think it's wrong. You know what I mean?
All knowledge is knowledge.
Coach Stewart, he gets on here. He says, I said Tom Brady never won another Super Bowl. He goes, you didn't see that spiral he threw to Mike Evans?
I was
in the
about to
playoffs?
bring that up. That was a great moment.
Hey,
I didn't see the spiral that an NFL quarterback threw.
Some of them can't throw spirals.
hey, all I did, I admired a good throw, and Ty Shine totally blew it out of proportion. That's all that happened.
Did I see the spiral that the greatest quarterback of all time? Did I see a spiral that he threw?
Anyways,
Hey,
that was fun. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
the reaction was so funny to
hey,
that.
ended with a touchdown. That's
But-
all right.
I want to stick on the Lions. I want to stick on the Lions because I can. Yeah,
It's so
exactly.
it's so easy. Just push buttons. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah,
Push
it
these
is.
buttons.
But I want to stick on them because another thing that I thought you were going to say that had you excited about Dan Campbell is the fact that he's prioritized the offensive line above a lot of other things, it seems at times.
I haven't paid attention to the Lions. I've been busy
None.
winning the NFC North.
And losing in the first round.
Yes, but
And losing
we
without, wait, who did they lose to last year? How many offensive touchdowns did they score?
0.
Oh, that's right.
see when we don't win
That's
the Super
right.
Bowl, I just black it out of my mind.
Oh, you
So
don't
you've been
even
doing it for
remember?
like
So
11,
I've only
12
really
years?
remembered
Yeah.
2 seasons.
You
in
only
the
remember
last
like
25
2000,
years.
like what, 11,
No, it
12?
was,
Like the Detroit,
2010 and 96. Those are the 2 I remember.
Yeah.
2 seasons.
That's about it. That could be due to other
When y'all had to
things,
beat Caleb Haney and could barely do that.
Caleb Haney.
The NFC Championship game. I was there. The BJ Raji game.
Oh my gosh.
I was there for that.
Because Jay Cutler had to like cut his knee and just didn't want to play anymore.
He tore his ACL.
Jay Cutler was a character.
He didn't tear his ACL.
Yeah,
Jay
he did.
Cutler was a
Yeah,
character.
he tore his ACL. In the
He didn't
game.
even miss a game the next year.
He tore his ACL in the NFC Championship game. Look it up. He tore his ACL.
He'll go to Google. But I bring that up
Please look it
because
up.
the Lions, per, I don't know, PFF and like NFL, like whatever, they're slated to have like a top 5 offensive line in the league next year. And it's something that they've emphasized a lot. Panay Sewell was a huge addition to that line. They've got Pro Bowler and Frank Ragnow and Ty and some other guys they're bringing back. It'll be interesting to see how they Jonah Jackson, I believe his name is, has a chance to break out this year at guard. That's a thing that that has me very excited because the skill guys, if they're healthy, can produce enough. I just think that Dan Campbell, he's a grit guy. He understands that trenches is where you win football games. Traditionally, at least, the NFL has moved away from that. That's what I thought you were going to kind of go with the Dan Campbell train.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I was just too fired up about coffee and kneecaps.
That's good.
Things that
But
get you out of bed.
Get caffeinated.
He is,
Yeah,
though.
that's all it is. You
Yeah.
want to talk about a tagline.
Yeah.
Coffee and kneecaps.
Coffee and kneecaps.
What does that say, Ty?
Jay Cutler sprained his MCL in the NFC Championship.
So a pretty big.
No,
injury.
you just said he tore his ACL.
okay.
And he didn't miss a game the next year. Somebody tore his ACL in January. No. Sprained MCL, I could play on a sprained MCL, and I play running back.
So wasn't a torn ACL.
I think,
pretty substantial injury, I would say.
Yeah.
So
I think Keane actually did play on a sprained MCL, didn't he?
keen stuff from the Jay Cutler then.
I actually don't doubt that.
No,
Not a second.
Yeah.
And not it is a shot at Jay Cutler. I give a shit. He was a bum. Jay
he
Cutler's
threw
a bum.
227 NFL touchdowns. So I don't know if he's a bum.
I mean, he could sling it.
Yeah.
You can sling it and still be a bum.
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't consider him a bum, but however,
Man, Stafford was a
that's your
bum.
opinion.
Hell
won a
no.
ring.
You can't come
Like,
after
see,
Stafford
now
like
he's
that.
talking about me about common sense. Like, you're talking about calling Matt Stafford a bum, Super Bowl
Yeah.
MVP, Super, what?
What did I just say,
Bum.
Jimmy? Jimmy, repeat to me what I just said.
Matt Stafford was a bum.
Until?
He was not a bum.
He wasn't a bum, dude. He's never a bum.
Bro, he was no better than Jay Cutler. He passed for a lot of yards, passed for touchdown, and lost games.
Ty gonna get muted.
I mean,
I know Stafford's your savior, but
Stafford's not my savior. I never said Stafford's my savior. I'm a Lions fan. I'm not a Stafford fan.
we just have different.
Did I like to
opinions
see him
and
win?
stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to see him win. But I'm a Lions fan, not a Stafford fan. You know what I mean?
my bad, fam.
so what was your feeling on the trade last year? Was that last year or 2
If
years?
I had Calvin Johnson, I would for sure win more than one playoff game.
Yeah, and any competent front office would do the same thing. The exact same thing. We didn't have that.
You also had a bum quarterback.
Dude, they had
who
a
only threw
rough-
who for 2 years only threw sidearm passes. Like, it was bad. Oh, you muted me?
Yeah.
You
It's
can
about
mute me all you
time.
want
It's
to.
about time.
That roster was good enough to win playoff games.
For sure.
Yeah.
If only
If you
they had a
I was just
quarterback
saying.
who could lead them to victories.
God, dude.
If you got Calvin Johnson, are you not making it out of the wild card round against the Dallas Cowboys?
There's a wasn't there like some brutal call in that game? They totally got like. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Which one was that? Was that the complete the catch? Was that one or no?
No.
That was different. That was different.
That was against the Bears in
Yeah,
like
that was Bears.
2009.
Then you had the one against wasn't it the Seahawks, the punch out of the end zone?
Yeah, you can't punch the ball out.
Bullshit.
We talking about Matthew. So Matthew Stafford wasn't a bum.
Never.
Was not
Not
a bum.
once,
Is
not
not a
once.
bum. Will never
He was
be a
never
bum.
a bum.
Well, not anymore.
Thank you,
see,
Coach
like,
Louis.
I
Thank
don't-
you. He was no better than
All right.
he
No,
had
he
all
was-
the talent, but he didn't do anything.
He
What do you do with somebody who has all the talent and doesn't do anything?
We done with that.
oh, he was a top 15 quarterback when he was with the Lions.
Like, that's an accomplishment. You're better than half the starting quarterbacks?
But that's not a bum.
No.
Bum is like bottom, like,
Bum.
like
And
you know what I
to be
mean? Like,
fair,
No, because when
I
Jay
was
Cutler
talking
was
about-
playing, Jay Cutler was consistently a top 16 quarterback in NFL.
To be fair, I should have clarified this earlier. When I talked about Jay Cutler, I'm talking about Jay Cutler as a dude, not a quarterback. I said he could sling it, but you could also be a bum. I'm keeping
so
that
it's about
totally
his character,
separate.
not about his
Yes,
game.
I should have clarified
Okay.
that before.
Because I was going to say Matthew Stafford was not that much better than Jay Cutler. So if Jay Cutler was a bum, then so was Matthew Stafford.
Let me clarify that. Jay Cutler, a bum. He can play football, but he a bum. Better?
Matthew Stafford was still a bum.
Oh, you got to be kidding
He
me.
was consistently the third best quarterback in his division.
Let's talk about Adrian Peterson and Le'Veon Bell, huh?
Who did he beat?
Nobody. He didn't beat anybody.
Oh, my gosh.
Cutler was leading the Chicago Bears to consistent 7-2, 8-3.
He just won a Super Bowl.
I just heard 3.
With the best roster in the NFL? That's what he's supposed to do.
He still balled out.
That's what he's supposed to do.
Jared Goff couldn't do it.
Jared Goff? Who are we talking about right now? Your starting quarterback.
Jared Goff is horrible.
Jared Goff's not horrible, but he couldn't
no,
with
he's
that
a
with the
bum.
roster.
That's a
He couldn't
bum
win a
right
Super
there.
Bowl. You're trying to say that, and pick and
He
place.
lost to Tom Brady.
He scored 3 points.
Let me talk.
He lost to Tom Brady,
Let me
the
talk.
greatest coach in NFL history.
Yeah.
Coach,
Is he not?
the greatest coach in NFL history is Tom Brady.
Belichick?
He said Brady and the greatest coach. You missed
Oh,
the
okay,
and.
my bad.
Yeah.
I missed that part. But you can't talk like you could just plug and place any quarterback in Stafford's shoes this last year and they would have won the Super Bowl. That's bullshit. You can't say that.
There's a handful you could have.
Agreed. Top tier quarterbacks, sure.
Does
That's a
Kyler Murray win the Super Bowl with the Rams?
You
Hell
put
no.
Kyler Murray on the Los Angeles Rams, they'd have won the Super Bowl.
No.
The Cardinals were the best team for half of the season.
And they
then
still
they
blew it.
He got hurt.
They still blew it.
I think Cliff Kingsbury's just not the guy. That's what I think. So I mean,
You telling me?
I don't think Cliff Kingsbury's the guy to coach. I don't know. I don't think he's that good of a coach.
Bro, Stafford almost sold the season last year. It was a point in time that y'all were looking at Matthew Stafford like, damn, he is not it.
Okay, here's my real question.
Never would have said that.
Why is it becoming more of a thing now that former professional athletes want to fight each other?
That's a great question.
I don't.
Is it money?
I don't know.
Is it all money
No,
motivated?
I think. You know what I think it is? People are I really like boxing. You know what I'm saying?
You're a big boxing guy?
Yeah, I love boxing. Me
I
and
did not know
Tavion and we were just talking about boxing for so long.
Maybe
like
we should
boxing.
get you two in a ring.
Huh?
Maybe we should get you two in the ring.
Me and Tavion?
I thought we were gonna get you and John in the ring today at Edge. We could set that up too.
John don't want no smoke with me.
Wait, let's get him on here and
We can bring him on.
set
and
up a
I'll
little
tell him on the-
octagon and
I'll
that
tell him on the
little,
pod- No octagon. I'm no UFC guy.
oh my bad, the ring. So
Put
it's
a square with some
It's a
ropes in
square,
here.
yeah.
I'll give John what he wants.
Did they figure out when they were going to do this match yet?
July 30th is the proposed date at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. That's what the sources are telling ESPN. That's where the Lakers play, correct? The Crypt?
Yeah.
Okay,
They
gotcha.
changed it
Yeah.
to crypto now.
Cryptono?
I don't know.
No, cryptocurrency
crypto.
arena.
What was it before?
Crypto.com.
Staples?
The staple,
Arena.
yeah, the Staples
Yeah,
Center.
Yeah, they should change it back.
I kind of like the sound of the Crypt.
Yeah, but
Like it's like the abbreviated.
But this is my
Kinda
opinion
dope.
though. I think they people who like boxing are gonna be like, all right, I could box too. And the money that you can make off boxing, this is I ain't gonna say it's his fault, but this is Logan Paul's fault.
It is his fault. It's the
Little bit.
Paul family's fault.
I'll say this.
Logan
tune
Paul
in for
started
any of
it.
that.
Jake Paul just made it better.
I stopped
Oh,
watching
Jesus.
boxing after how brutal the Pacquiao Mayweather fight was, years ago.
Pacquiao
okay.
didn't stand a chance.
It
Yeah.
was the worst fight I've ever seen. It wasn't even a fight. It was 2 punches, run to the ring, run to the outside and just run circles,
Yeah.
and then make $300 million.
I'm just saying
Boxing
what was the purse
masterclass
for
by
that?
Floyd Mayweather.
What was the purse for that is the real question.
A lot of money.
That was
Yeah.
a boxing masterclass by Mr. Floyd.
So then it goes back to did you
I guess I just don't understand it.
No, I don't either. Did you guys
Just
watch
'cause I wanted to see-
when they did that the Triller night? I think was Jake Paul in that?
No,
I
it
wanna
was
say?
it was Mike Tyson and somebody else.
No,
Let's
he was
bring
one
Mike
of the he
Tyson
was one of the
back.
undercards.
Let's
He
bring him
wasn't even
back.
the main. Mike Tyson wasn't the main one, wasn't it? I thought it was someone else.
Jake
Dan
Paul
Campbell
fought on
talks about-
Triller.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. I thought so. Maybe not.
Campbell talks about kneecaps.
Oh, he
Tyson
did fight on
talks about
Triller.
ears. What's the difference?
Because that's when he
Tyson
fought
Fury
the
is a
boxing
freak of a
guy
human.
or the UFC guy.
Tyson Fury is a freak of a human. He doesn't look like he should be athletic at all. Doesn't look like he could even be considered an athlete, and he goes there and just punches people's face in.
He's a great boxer.
He is really good.
He's
And
the
that's
best
what you pay
boxer
for, isn't it?
in the
Yeah.
heavyweight
I don't
division.
pay for finesse. I pay for some
haymakers.
violence. I
Like
wanna
him
see
versus,
some
Fury?
uppercuts, and I want to see
Is
some.
it Deontay Fury? Is that his first name?
I just want to see
Deontay
some.
Wilder.
Deontay Wilder. Sorry. Yeah.
Deontay Wilder has
Tyson
the
Fury. I got
craziest left hand I've ever seen in my life.
But when you look at Wilder, he physically is a specimen. He's
Yeah,
a freak.
but he
and then you
can't
look
box.
and then you look at Fury, and you're like,
Fury
who's this
can
clown?
box.
Dad bod.
Yeah.
Fury outboxes you.
Yeah.
You
Fury,
guys think?
he's the best boxer.
You think Mike Tyson could make a comeback for like 2 fights?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson just fought somebody like
100%.
last year.
Yeah.
Let's bring him back again.
He ain't got it no more.
Probably don't need any.
I mean-
he probably don't need any more money.
It's not for that. I mean, it's
The love of the
Probably a
game.
pride. It's probably a pride
it's
thing,
a pride
right?
thing. He wants to come back and lock it up one more time.
I don't
Speaking of
think he
Mike
got it,
Tyson,
though.
Ridiculous. Can we?
I don't think he
well,
had
I
a
guess
gas for it.
Another good example is Frank Gore, right?
Yeah.
Fought Darren Williams. That was
Isn't that
in
last year?
December. That was the undercard of Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
And
So-
did you watch it?
No.
Okay.
I don't pay for any of that stuff. I don't. Well, let me preface this by saying, like, I'm not a boxing guy in general. Not that I don't like the sport. I've never really gone out of my way to pay for and watch boxing. You know,
It's fair.
For sure.
got respect. I couldn't do it. I'd like to get into it, actually. I feel like it's like amateur wise, not like actually going out and fighting. You know what I mean? I feel like it'd be a great workout,
Oh yeah.
but I never really watched a sport. That MMA, never really gotten into MMA. Not my thing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't need to add any more concussions to my
True.
list.
Yeah.
Not really interested in that.
Which is also funny because these are two running backs that are fighting, like guys that have endured especially AP,
Oh yeah.
have endured a shit ton of hits in their. How long was his career? Like 15 years?
Long enough.
Longer,
He'll
maybe.
be a Hall
What he
of Famer.
started in
Yeah.
2007,
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
2007, 2008, I think.
Potentially.
And
Yeah,
we just
2007.
played this last season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Who did he play for? He didn't play last season. He's a free agent.
No,
Gotcha.
I think he did a little bit.
No, he was
No,
with-
he was
before
on.
that, though?
He was on a team like early in the year.
He was in that Honolulu Blue pretty recently.
That's the last team he played for was the Lions. He was a
I'm
free
not
agent this entire
It
past
might, it
season.
might have been, actually. You could be correct. I
Yeah.
loved seeing him play for real.
The last team he played
torched us
for,
enough before.
Adrian Peterson was a dog.
Yeah, dude. But that's, I mean, for two guys like that have endured the most physical punishment, potentially, like,
Well, Le'Veon can box
That's-
for real.
supposedly, he makes music too, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that whole little time, like he was with the Steelers, he was boxing and making music, but
Doing
he can box
everything
for real.
but playing football. After that.
He shouldn't have went to the Jets.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is where careers go to die, it kind of seems like.
That was my favorite player, bro. You know how
Le'Veon?
bad that hurt to see him go to the
You
Jets.
kind of
and,
you
not
run
be
like
good?
Le'Veon. You know how like you have like Le'Veon kind of like not as.
Who you
has
think
the
I
kids
used to
the whole-
watch?
Why are
Like
you trying to
everything.
things
gas
like-
him right now?
No,
His-
I'm just saying.
That's why I used to. That's why I used to. That's why I used to watch every day. It was Le'Veon Bell.
Well, that's Le'Veon's thing, is him being he's a very patient runner, right? He's a very patient runner. He reads the offensive line. And I think a runner like that is very valuable, asterisk, in the right system. That is, to me, is a large reason why his career puttered out after he left Pittsburgh, which sucks because he was a phenomenal athlete. I loved watching him in college. Obviously, I'm sure you did too. Big state guy.
He probably played
but-
with Le'Veon Bell.
No, he left the year before I got
I was
there.
gonna say I didn't think there was any overlap there. But obviously you knew who he was. Dude was a monster. But
Recognizable name, yeah.
I'd say, yeah, borderline house, especially at the time, borderline household name.
Oh yeah, one
Yeah.
of the guys that I worked with at Fresno, he was a GA for the receivers, was actually played for Boise and was in that game. And it's
Really?
seeing Le'Veon hurdle their safety, he's like, I'd never seen anything like that before.
He won't even make the
Wow.
Hall of Fame.
Turns out he's pretty athletic. and
Turns
pretty
out he's
good
a
running back.
pretty good runner of the ball.
He's a good
of the
receiving running
football.
back too.
Yeah, he did a
really
nice
good.
job with that.
Yeah.
Multi-dimensional.
Yeah, he's really good in the pass game.
He won't even make the Hall of Fame. That hurts my heart.
Yeah, he didn't play long enough.
But that's why I talk about, that too. He didn't have the sustained success that they expect from a lot of these guys, Hall of Famers. Now, when he left Pittsburgh, when you're a system guy like that, and I don't want to say he was a system guy. We know he's a freak athlete. He definitely could have made it in other places. But when you have that type of running style that is so different from so many other backs in the league, like even the philosophy that you talk to us about, like in certain situations, all you can do really is put your head down and go, right? And get whatever you can, get whatever yardage you can. That was the exact opposite, I think, of what was going through his head on a regular basis, which it worked for him for a long time, but it does not work everywhere, right?
No.
Like there's a weird line to tread there.
At some point in time, you got to know who you are.
Yeah.
You got to know everyone's got limitations or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
If you get out leveraged, get upfield.
I mean, for me, it happens pretty quickly, so I don't really have to make much
I know
decisions.
how you feel there.
Yeah.
Me turning was like a 747 trying to land.
I'm a big jump cut
Ty
guy,
doesn't have
right,
to deal with
Ty?
that. Jimmy, you don't have to deal with that.
Ty, I'm
Not yet.
a big jump cut proponent of jump cuts.
Hey, I don't know if y'all know this. It was the first day of fall camp. Kobe did one jump cut in towards ACL. End of the season, doing a jump cut. He did that jump cut, and I knew his season was over.
I don't even think it was actually a jump cut. I think it was more of a speed cut. But you like to say
Even
that.
worse, he fell on the ground and just started holding his knee, and I knew it was over. He got up and walked off on his. I still knew it was over. You just know, like you don't do that.
Let's let's talk. Well, you're almost done here. We'll wrap it up with a couple short ones here. But Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, finally gets it done with the Commanders, signing a 3-year, $71 million deal. 28 of that is guaranteed. Yep.
Most
He's on
guaranteed
my,
for wide receiver in NFL history.
Most money
I
guaranteed.
told you, every receiver will reset the market in some way or
And he
come
did.
close to it.
He did. Which,
Terry
like,
McLaurin, on my fantasy
I think a lot of
dynasty
people would
team.
agree, deservedly so. Like, the dude for that franchise has been money for them. He has been really big
Who's
for them in their
next?
success.
Debo Samuel. Debo Samuel is next.
Debo Samuel has
is
not
next.
yet actually, like, what's the word? But, like, he hasn't actually reclaimed his trade request.
He hasn't
You know what I mean?
rescinded it.
Rescinded. I saw that in the tweet, and I didn't know what that meant, but I guess kind of the same
I
idea.
assume that's what you were trying to say.
Exactly.
I went to
Thank you.
private school and
Thank
it shows.
We need to get him to the pack. Win a Super Bowl.
You think
that
so?
way. Yeah. Talk about winning Super Bowls and winning games.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I
Yeah,
just
you
wanna-
don't let
I just wanna-
Devontae Adams walk and try to win Super
I
Bowls.
just want to win games. Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up, too. That's
That
a tough.
one-
That's a tough let go.
That one hurt both for my Packer love and love of Fresno.
Fresno,
State,
I was
too.
gonna say.
That was like a double whammy, but
But it
like
should- it
the
should
love
have
of
been
Fresno,
rescinded because he's back with his.
I was going to say
Fresno
the
State
love of
quarterback.
Fresno, though.
I know that's where
Come
it just
on.
gets tough.
Mm.
That's where it gets really tough.
Okay, that's
It's like seeing your ex do better without you.
That always happens.
damn.
You happy for him, but in the end,
Are you happy
heard
for
me.
him though?
You feel like you got experience.
if you're a true man, you're happy for
Yeah,
him.
agreed. You are happy for him. Yeah,
Is it just a question to ponder? You know?
yeah. Was it?
No, I
Yeah,
was just
Jimmy
asking.
don't be happy.
Hey!
Jimmy
I was
don't be
just. I don't have an ex.
Jimmy
I
be
actually
hating.
I actually don't have an ex. Just for the court.
Or just
You don't have an
even
ex?
No, I don't.
like even just
Not
a girl used to
technically.
mess with.
yeah, not
Okay,
technically.
Not
okay,
on
okay.
paper.
Yeah,
No,
not on
no,
paper.
Just kind of
On paper,
yeah, right. On paper, yeah.
clean slate. On paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Ty, you speak like you got experience though.
No, I got a girl locked in.
I didn't say now. We were talking about.
You were talking about years past.
Yeah,
No, I was using an example.
yeah. It sounded like it was a real life example. If you ever need to talk, you know. where
No,
I'm at.
bro. I'm like I tell everybody I'm like chief of the hater and pillow talk committee. Like if you got a girl that I want, I'm gonna pillow talk you. I'm gonna throw your name under the bus. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna drag you down and propel myself to the top.
Wow, that is a claim.
Hot takes.
What did I just post on my
That's
story the other
hilarious.
day?
You post a lot on your stories. I don't know. What you
Yeah,
post.
it's kind of hard to keep up.
I feel like slamming somebody out today.
You did. You said, "Oh, I remember
If
this."
you
And
want homie,
said,
stay
if you're
away
one of
from me
my
'cause I
homies,
see
stay-
red.
Yep, stay away from me. I see red today.
He's always seeing red. Look at him, man. He's got that look in his eye all the time.
I'm a snake. But it's some people that's off limits. I never snake you out. I won't say never.
He'll sign
I
me
won't
out.
say
He does it
never.
every day. Every time we get on this podcast, I get slammed out.
Let's look at Terry in his new uniform here. This is it was PFF Fantasy Football that posted this. Those uniforms are clean, man. Sorry, coach, you got to do a little turn there, but look at those. I love the helmets, by the way. The helmets are clean. Is that like a chrome?
No, that's a mat, baby boy.
Is that matte? It does not look matte.
It is, Matt.
Is it?
It looks like those kind of Minnesota ones.
It kind of
Yeah.
does have a Minnesota look to it.
Yeah. Must be why I don't.
And like I said, I'll be the first one to say I don't love their logo, but look, you can't even the logo ain't even on the uniform. It's on the side of the helmet. We can't really see it too well, but it's not even on the uniform, which I like it because that logo.
You saw the white ones?
I have not seen
The white ones look better than that. The all
they
white
actually?
with that helmet.
with that helmet. That's sweet. And then I've got a couple quick videos for us that I definitely want to check out because these were cracking me up. The first one we've got is, if it loads, is Russ. Here we got the audio. Hold on. Let me. Now, okay. I got to make sure it's unmuted on here too so the people can hear. Okay. And here's Russ.
The football team. I want to show them a football that I know. And it's the first football pass ever here at AS Monaco practice facility. Come with me. Come check it out.
Come with me. Come check it out.
Like, he's so corny. Why is he so corny?
Come with me. Come check it out.
Yeah, this is the football. And then it cuts to him with a PVC pipe. I'm like, where are we?
Look at him go.
It's like a bad dream.
Guys, this is great marketing.
That's what I'm saying. He knows to play the system, and then he's in his shoulder pads.
Bro, like this is what I saw, bro. Like, what is that?
What are you doing with these two random goons?
It's in Monaco, right? Is that what he just said, right?
I don't
Yeah.
care where he at, bro. He in shoulder pads, like shoulder pads with nothing over the top, just flap too much.
Yeah. It just looks goofy. It don't look right. But I
I
guess,
promise he could throw without those.
yeah.
You like that spiral tie?
What do you finish that with? He said, y'all love it? What was that?
See y'all in London. But yeah, you heard Jimmy ask me if I like that spiral from an NFL All-Pro quarterback.
That's a good spiral.
Right. I could get up right now and go through a spiral. But
I bet you can. I bet you
We have
can.
the
And I
ball
would
right
admire
there.
it. I would say, hey, great spiral.
You would
That's what I
admire
would
it?
say, yeah.
Would you?
Of course I would. I'm not a hater.
yeah, this guy's weird. Let's
You don't,
wrap this
you, don't,
up.
you don't gotta tell me, man. I know. If you're not
Ready to
weird,
go
if you're
home.
not weird, you're weird, dude.
Exactly.
I'm trying to find the... I was going to pull up that video for you. Oh, I got it, I think.
Broncos
should be-
country.
That should be.
That's right.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Shoot, I messed it up. All right. I mean, we're finished now.
we gotta
have
show
to see this.
Chewy, man. We gotta
You
show
have
Chewy.
to see this. It is so good, dude. Let me pull it up here. Hold on. And boom.
Let's ride.
He starts waving.
One more time.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Proceeds to do it 6 more times.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
That's my favorite right there.
That'd be a great tagline for like the new Ford Bronco.
You know what? That would be so smart for them to capitalize because that went so viral.
Yeah.
That went incredibly
Why not?
viral.
It's like all of a sudden and it's
That's right.
exactly you're driving around
That's
town.
right.
You're down there kind of rolling around.
Yeah. Like he's a cornball. And you're right, like he actually, like marketing wise, he's not bad. Like the dude knows how to make an impression on social media.
Like he rolls down the window at a stop sign, and then all of a sudden he looks over at the camera. Broncos country, let's ride. And he
Like,
puts it
yeah,
back
that's
up
what I'm
and drives
saying.
away.
Yeah, they could do some
great.
real numbers.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's some pliability right
Here's
there.
Jameis Winston.
Bro.
He's on a yoga ball.
Send it to Branch.
Why is he on a yoga ball?
Let's get this going.
Balance.
Let's get this going at edge.
Balance.
Bro,
Why is
what
it
kind
so
of
loud?
bar is that?
Muting it.
That is a rubber bar.
Why is he on a yoga ball? There's stability? Like, I'm so
Look at
confused.
the plates. Bro, that's not real weight, bro.
There's no way. He's moving it. And Jimmy James is just yoked. And we don't give him enough credit.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think about that?
I
A lot of people forget, this doesn't have to do with his strength, but he led the NFL in yards and touchdowns like 3 years ago.
Oh, dude, he's a stud.
He also led the NFL in
interceptions.
picks. Yeah, it's true. But hey,
Hey, we know you and I are big James
Hey.
guys. We know that.
Jameis
We've
Winston
been
can
knowing that.
play.
Yeah.
he can play. Like and he's hilarious too. Maybe
He
do
is
you think
awesome,
do you think
dude.
he like tries to be funny like that? I think he just naturally like that.
I think so too, actually.
I think he's
it
just
has-
like a total
yeah,
goofball, and I love it.
Eat that dub.
I think so. That was a top moment for him too. That was really good. He
was
messes up
great.
like silly sayings though, like stupid shit. Like when he's talking
Smooth
about
as the other side of the pillow.
He was talking about Chris
cool as
Olave.
the other side of the pillow.
yeah,
Man.
like he just messes up stupid shit like that. And you're like, Jameis, bro, how?
Oh man.
It's ridiculous. But that's all I've got, fellas. We're like right at about an hour actually. We did good time.
Shout out Granny.
Yeah.
Shout out my granny, shout out my mama, shout out my daddy, shout out my siblings, shout out my dog, shout out my snake. He died a couple years ago, but I still miss him.
I thought it was
What's
you.
his name?
I thought it was you. You were a snake.
What was his name?
I am a snake, but I had a pet snake.
You had a pet snake.
Yeah, I'll show you some pictures and stuff
Oh
when this is over
my
with.
gosh.
Did he
His
have a
name was Fredo.
Fredo.
Yeah,
R.I.P. R.I.P. Fredo.
R.I.P. Fredo. Fredo Jr. coming soon. Whenever I can find a house stable enough.
No.
Bro, it's not hard to take care of a snake.
Fredo ain't coming in my house.
Do you guys know that you can order steak meat online or snake meat online?
Snake meat?
Yeah, like rattlesnake sausages and all that.
What? What does it taste? Have you tried it?
No, my dad's doing it on the show next week.
What? I wonder what it tastes
Yeah,
like.
Kobe, if you ever like
That's
the first,
wild.
like you hold a
That is
snake
wild.
one time,
I
you
bet it
like be
probably
locked
tastes
in.
okay.
That's the thing
I
is I
just-
would never hold a snake.
I just
Bro.
saw a snake at the golf course. Actually,
That's the thing is I would never hold a snake. Snakes are terrifying. I don't mess with them.
That's
like
what I said, bro. My dad come home. So what you think? I'm like 13, 14. My dad come home with a snake. I'm like, I don't want no parts of that. And then you hold it, and for a year,
Don't even
probably-
try to act like it was love at first sight.
bro. It wasn't. That's what I'm trying to tell
Oh,
you.
okay,
like
okay.
I was utterly disgusted. And then I was in love with him.
That's so crazy to
The
me.
golf course. I was cleaning up the tee boxes on Friday morning, and there's just a giant snake laying on. I may or may not have ran him over with my golf cart on accident, but it was a huge snake.
Look at that
and
snake, that
I didn't even
ball
notice. I
python.
didn't even notice it until he was like,
I'm good.
it was weird.
I'm
dude.
talking about like pull the snake out to put him in my lap while I watch TV.
Dude, what?
I got pictures of him like around my
I
head, all
thought he
type
was
of
talking
stuff.
like a garter snake.
Oh
No,
my god!
I had a python, son. I had a real life killer.
And you weren't like scared. You
leave.
What?
No, I wasn't scared.
Jesus, dude. No thanks.
I'm telling you, me and that snake had a connection.
No thanks, dude. Coach, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All over the place, as
Hopefully not the
our
last.
episodes usually are.
Yeah.
But
This is good.
yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be random, whatever comes to the top of the brain.
Well,
And it's a good time.
you guys know how I roll.
Yeah.
That's Oh my god! He's not. Tyshawn's not kidding right now.
With that, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Oh my gosh, you got a video of him on your neck. It's smaller than I thought. Is that baby snake or?
Yeah, it wasn't even a year old, but
Okay,
it was gonna get big before he died.
If you made it this far, thank you for watching / listening, and we'll have another episode coming out for you Friday. Thank you. Have a great rest of your week.
Take care.
Fire up.